Still love him, but thinking about leaving makes you feel like the bad guy. Today, we're talking about how to emotionally detach from a man you still love or feel responsible for without carrying all that guilt. Because for a lot of women, the hardest part isn't leaving, it's what the guilt starts whispering the moment you even consider it. Like, what if this makes you selfish? What if he falls apart? What if you're ruining your kids? What if you're the one breaking up the family? Because a good woman stays, holds it down, holds her family together, right? But the good news is, just because you love him doesn't mean you owe him your life. And feeling guilty doesn't mean you're wrong. It might just mean you're finally choosing yourself and your kids. That's your family. That's the family you fight for. I'm T, a divorce advocate and the woman behind Women Leaving Their Crappy Husbands and Creating Healthy Families, a private support group community for ambitious women ready to stop second guessing and start living free. I help women like you not just get out of a toxic marriage, but do it without drama and fear and shame, but with clarity, peace, and a plan. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to let go emotionally without losing yourself, even if your heart still feels tangled in the past or hopeful for broken promises. Let's get into it. Number 1, guilt thrives where boundaries are absent. All right, well, let's just start here, because if you don't get this piece, you'll keep going in circles emotionally. Guilt is not always a sign that you're doing something wrong. Sometimes it's just a sign that you're doing something different from what you were taught. And if you're raised in a culture, a family, or a faith that told you leaving means you gave up, divorce is wrong, or a good woman or a good mom sacrifices, then the moment you even consider leaving, guilt is going to show up. But here's what most women don't realize. Guilt loves chaos. It thrives in silence, and it lives in spaces where boundaries have never been drawn. When you've been trained to people please, trained to be the fixer, the strong one, the ride or die, any sign of prioritizing yourself is gonna feel like rebellion, even when it's necessary. So the question isn't, do I feel guilty? The question is that guilt coming from my values or my conditioning? Drop a comment right now and tell me, what's one guilt story you've been carrying that isn't actually true? I'd love to hear it. And if you're sitting with this conflict right now and need space to finally feel safe unpacking it, I created a support group community just for that. It's called Women Leaving Their Crappy Husbands and Creating Healthy Families. And it's for women who are done carrying it all alone, ready to stop doubting themselves and start living free. I'm in there. Other women just like you are coming in. And if this is the space you've been needing, click the link in the description and come join us. You don't have to keep pretending you're fine. That first point was important, but if you don't also understand this next one, guilt will keep dragging you back into a cycle of responsibility that isn't even yours. Point number 2, loving him doesn't mean you owe him forever. This is the one that stings a little bit, especially if you still love him. But let me say it plain. Love is not a contract, it's a current, and sometimes that current dries up. And when it does, you don't owe anyone, you're drowning. Yes, you love him. Yes, you had history. Yes, you may have had kids, built a home, stood by him when you were tired of standing. But loving someone, even deeply, doesn't mean you owe them your future, especially when staying is destroying your peace. Let me ask you something. If your love has turned into obligation, where is your freedom? And if being with him makes you feel like you're betraying yourself, how long do you think your body can carry that weight? Breathe here. This isn't about abandoning love. It's about protecting yourself from abandonment masked as love. That was a hard truth, but this next piece will give you something practical, something to actually do with all of these emotions that are rising up right now. Number 3, how to emotionally detach without numbing out. Now listen, Detachment isn't coldness, it's not apathy, it's not becoming some emotionless robot so you can finally get through this. Detachment is clarity. It's saying, I don't need to hate you to know you're not for me. I don't need to explain myself one more time to know I'm done repeating this cycle. Here's something I teach in my community that I want to give you right now. It's called the goodbye you're afraid to say. It's a journaling or voice note exercise where you say the thing you've been avoiding, not to him, to yourself. Here's how it works. Set a 2-minute timer, hit record or grab a pen, and answer this prompt. What I know now that I didn't want to admit is, just say it, cry through it, whisper it if you need to, but emotional detachment doesn't happen in your head. It happens when your body hears the truth from you. And if you're nodding your head right now, but still feeling stuck, this next one is probably why. Number 4, if you feel responsible for him, who's responsible for you? Let's talk about emotional responsibility because, you've been the caretaker, the coach, the counselor, the anchor, and you keep telling yourself things like, he's trying, he just had a really hard childhood, he's not all bad. But while you're busy tending to his needs and soothing his wounds, shielding him from reality, who's tending to you? You're out here parenting your partner and then wondering why you feel drained, resentful, and confused. This isn't just emotional burnout. This is emotional self-abandonment. And I need you to know, you don't owe him your healing. He is responsible for himself. And you, beautiful, are allowed to stop carrying the things he refuses to hold. So let's zoom out for a second. If you've been stuck in guilt, if you've been telling yourself that staying makes you strong and leaving makes you selfish or weak, if you've been scared to even think about detaching and divorcing because you don't want to hurt him, your kids, or be the one who gave up, then today, I hope you got what you needed to remember. You're not the villain. You're not cold. You're not selfish. You're not a bad mom. You're the one telling the truth. You're finally choosing peace over pressure and pretending. And that takes strength most people will never understand. So if you're ready to stop carrying all of this alone, I want to personally invite you to come join my support group community, Women Leaving Their Crappy Husbands and Creating Healthy Families. We're still growing, but the women coming in, they're done pretending, they're done suffering, and they're ready, just like you, to walk away with clarity, peace, and a plan. Tap the link in the comments to join us. Let's do this together. And remember, you don't have to prove your loyalty to your suffering. Take care of you.